Welcome to the Art of Cashflow podcast, where we talk about real, authentic, genuine human beings that have started their real estate journey in a way for us to give back to all those thinking about getting into this endeavor, what it truly takes, both on the mental side, the strategy side, and of course, the community side as well. I'm your host, Calvin Chin, founder of Zenkos. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. Welcome to the Art of Cashflow podcast. We got Emily, Jonathan, and Ringo. We're super pumped. These guys, real quick, went from zero to multifamily super fast, and really wanted to have them come on and share their story to help inspire everyone that is even thinking about doing the same exact things, and not only the strategic hurdles but also the mental hurdles. So, before we kind of get deep into today's conversation, I'd love for our squad here, right, to do a quick intro. So. Emily, let's kick it off with you, and I'll let you popcorn the next person. But Emily, give us a little intro and background about yourself.
Okay. Hi, my name is Emily. So I am a music teacher. And so I've been playing music for my whole life. And I'm always interested in investing, like all kinds of investment. And just had an opportunity last year, know about Zenkos, and then joined Zenkos, and then was very fortunate to
Yeah,
be where I am right now.
I
So
love that. I actually didn't know you were a music teacher. That's amazing. Wait, what is your specialty instrument? Strings,
classical music.
percussions? What was it? Classical. So
Yeah,
piano.
piano, violin, and viola.
That is badass. Wow. I think any wedding and any event I go to that has a violinist, ultimately the class level just feels like you're just so fancy. Pinkies up.
It's all fake.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Jonathan, let's go to you, man, since you're there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan, tell us about yourself, brother.
Yeah, so I'm a data analyst, and I also have the fortune to be the owner of a small business. And like Emily, I'm also a musician.
Yeah. Is that how you guys met?
It is, yeah. We met through a mutual friend. I used to play chamber with this mutual friend, and they played cello, and we got
Yeah.
into a gig together, and I got my wife sick. That's how we met.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Did you guys write a song for each other? Or is that like your guys' wedding must be lit, by the way. It must have been like just like music on music everywhere.
Oh no.
No?
It's probably opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone
Uh,
assumes that, but yeah. It's difficult for us to play together usually.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. The conundrum of being married to someone that does the same things as you for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. All right, Ringo, tell us about yourself, brother.
Yeah. I'm Ringo. I am a software engineer. Um, I my fam actually my dad was in real estate, so that's how I kind of became interested in real estate too. So last year, had an opportunity to meet Calvin and just enjoying Zen Coast, and it's been a very rewarding journey. So yeah,
Yeah.
so super glad to be here.
Yeah, I love it. And I know you guys are basically a team, right? And you guys kind of work together, and you guys really embody our saying as Zen Coast, which is, you want to go fast, you can go alone, but you want to go far, you go together, right? And so tell me, how did you all y'all meet and kind of form this like multifamily empire group here?
So, I met Emily back in school when we went
Was it
to
was it music too? Was it music too?
so sort of. Sorry, I was
No
taking
way.
we went to USC. So USC has a big music school, and
Yeah.
I think I was taking a music lesson for fun, and that's how I kind of met Emily. So I guess
Yeah.
yeah, music kind of brought all of us together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for us, so we started talking about real estate like I think back in was it 2019 to like before the pandemic.
Mm.
Um and we were actually even like looking at houses together. Arizona was one of our top markets at the time, so we actually visited Arizona, looked at a few duplexes, but we had no idea what we were doing. Um and then, but yeah, and then I've decided that for me, I just re during the pandemic, I was just like, hey, I just want to do something. you know.
Yeah.
So I started my first burr during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot. Really learned a lot, and I was like, oh, let's bring Emily and John in to real estate too. So, um, and yeah, that's how we started together. You know, got our first multifamily last
Yeah.
year. So yeah, the
Yeah.
rest of history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that process, guys, because you guys make it sound so casual, so easy. Oh yeah, join Vincos, and all of a sudden you got a multifamily, which is cool and all, but it's not always. I would say you guys did pretty fast, right, as well, and going, kind of what we mentioned before, going from when I was interviewing you guys for Zincos, when you go the fear that you had around everything to like being able to go fast. I guess what shifted first for so I guess if we talk about the mindset piece because we obviously know mindset is super important here in this. So I guess we'll go Ringo and then we'll go Jonathan Emlis. We'll go reverse order here. Tell me what shifted in your mindset as you got up to actually acquiring your first multi-channel.
I think for me, like the first thing that I always tell myself is just recognize that fear is just a defense mechanism that your brain is trying to have. It's just a very natural reaction. You know, for me, like I don't know, but some people might try to stay away from fear, but for me, I actually embrace it. I'm like, okay, fear is really just a way for us to be more, okay, maybe more careful or more cautious, but ideal. But it's not trying to like it's not something that should stop us from pursuing what we want to do, you know.
Mm.
Um, so I kind of turned fear into kind of like a motivation for me to pursue what I want. And I always keep telling myself that, we all have done their hard things in the past. What makes me think I cannot do the same again, right?
Mm.
So yeah, just
Give me
keep
give
going and
me
going.
give me an example of that besides real estate that maybe you've experienced that you've felt that.
Besides real estate, I think for me, definitely the first one is I switched career completely. You know, I used to work in my background was in chemical engineering in college. I had no background in comp sci, so I just one day decided to make the switch into software engineering. Knew nothing about it. So, yeah, I really knew nothing about it. I had a lot of fear, but I was like, let's just do it, you know.
Yeah.
So. Um, and fortunately, it turned out really well. You know, like I think it's hard work really pays off. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
I love that.
yeah,
I love that story, man, because it just shows you like, hey, we've all probably experienced that at some point, right? But like, when you can prove that to yourself, then things just feel like anything is possible,
yeah, exactly.
right?
Hmm.
Impossible is just I'm possible.
Yeah.
I learned that the other day, and I was like, that's wild. Yeah. All right, Jonathan,
Yeah.
what about you, brother? What mindset shifts?
Yeah, actually I have to credit you and Zen Coast a little bit in that. You guys helped dial in the goal. So, for the longest time, Ringo, Emily, and I have talked about trying to escape our day-to-day grind and our W-2, which I imagine most people listening on this would probably agree with. And we were looking at different, we've invested in everything. I'm more of a degen. My wife is very conservative. And so we kind of narrowed it into real estate, but we weren't sure how. And one of the first meetings we had with you, possibly, in Irvine, was crafting our vivid vision,
Yeah.
really dialing in on what we want, what our goals are, and like how that helped us craft the road on how to get there. And so, we quickly realized that, we're not looking for something like, say, even in the real estate world, we're not looking for something just like monthly cash flow or something. We're looking like 20, 30 years down the line. We want to build something for our family. And so that's how we started whittling away and realizing that what we ended up getting, a 10-unit multifam, was the right direction for us. And
Yeah.
so really dialing in that focus um, helped also assuage a lot of the fears that Ringo mentioned, but also help clarify, a lot of the lack of knowledge where the fears come from.
Yeah. Yeah. What I've learned is, and I love what you said there too. It's like sometimes we just need our clarity of our own purpose and direction, right? To say like, hey, actually that purpose and direction is bigger than any fear that I may have. And that just makes it easier. I'm not saying it is easy, but it makes it easier, right? To continue going on. So I love it. Emily?
Okay, so for me, I think the trigger, the last straw for me to go into real estate, it's I think we pay a lot of tax last year.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
Hey,
was
Me
like,
too.
okay,
hey, a lot of people get into real estate because of that for sure. I'm not
I
gonna
think
lie.
I just have to be honest. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I try so hard to make money, and then still have to pay a lot. So like I need to find a way.
Yeah.
So that's and then another reason is because I'm Zen Coast, and then we have my good friend Ringo. So just a lot of factor put it together. So that's how I conquer my fear to go into. Like when I just got into, I had very little idea, but now of course I learned a lot. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
do it, then you will
I
have
love that. I love that. Okay, so now that you guys have done it, how's the confidence shifted? Right. So we can go rack in reverse order. So uh Emily, Jonathan, Ringo here. So now that you guys have done the multifamily, how has that now changed your perspective of what's possible for yourselves and the legacy that you guys want to create too?
Yeah, since we already done one, so I feel like at the beginning I feel like it was really hard, but then I did it. So I feel like okay, I can
Yeah, if
do
I could do this, I could do anything, right? Like,
that. So that's my mind shift.
yeah. Jonathan, what about you?
Yeah, similar, now that we've seen the process, right? At first it's like, oh, how in the world do you even get an apartment complex by yourself? Like it's hard enough to get just a single fam. And building the network, again, I have to credit, like we had an awesome support system in place, right? We had, you as a mentor in Zencos, but I also had the luxury of having Ringo and Emily. So it didn't feel like I was doing this all by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now that we've crafted this road, yeah, I have like, if we were to get another one of the same complex, it would be so much easier, especially since we have the networks in place.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Ringo?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think now that we have a system in place, like, um, I think it's just gonna get easier and easier. And yeah, I think we have done once already. So I don't know, like I feel like at least for me, like now I feel more numb about to fear,
Mm,
like,
yeah.
it's like, okay, like if we get like a bigger complex next time, yeah, true. I have to admit it. I probably will still have some fear, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be enough to like stop me from doing it, you know?
Right. Because now you know your relationship with fear has changed.
Right.
Right. It's like
Hmm.
now it's like, hey, I understand what fear is, like you mentioned before, Ringo. And you go from a 10 to a 100 unit property. Yeah, you'll probably still shit your pants, right, a little bit, but you'll shit your pants and be like, okay, cool. Wind myself back up and go. Right. Like I got this.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out because we always do. Right.
Hmm. We learn
Um,
as we go, that's just, yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
we keep telling
So,
ourselves. Yeah.
you guys mentioned like the community and network a lot, and I want to dive into that more too because I know for you two, or all three of you guys are leveraging the community super well. I think I've heard rumors that you guys are now in a group with Brian and all that, and like you guys are all looking for stuff. And I've heard your name Ringo for a couple people. Like, oh yeah, I'm bringing part of Ringo and stuff. So with Helen, I think. And so I guess tell me, how have you guys leveraged the community to now implement that piece into your future vision as well?
I guess I would go first, reverse
Yeah,
order.
go Ringo. We'll go back over. Yeah, we'll go snake style. Go back into Ringo,
Mm.
Jonathan, Emily.
Yeah, I think for me, just really don't be afraid to, you know, ask for help, if the community is super supportive. And also like the more you talk about what you have done, the more other people know about you as a person, right? And all the same, I feel like at the end of the day, partnerships, it takes time to build that kind of relationship, and
Yeah,
when you have a big community like Zen Coast that really has your back, um, it's like so powerful for a real estate journey, you know.
yeah,
Um, yeah, just don't be afraid to reach out to people, just to talk about what you have done, hear from other people what they have done, and just
yeah,
really build that, genuine relationships.
yeah. You never know what doors open, and like I
Right.
said, Ringo, I feel like you've been
Yeah.
kicking down all the doors. And like, yo, Who wants to do stuff? Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah, for me, it's a little bit more personal. I'm super heavily introverted, and
Mm.
so if you ever give me an option, I will never choose a social event. But uh, it's it's been great because it's like Ringo said, just meeting other people. I'm surprised at how much I've learned from them. Everyone's has their own specialty. I've learned a lot about STR just from interacting with others, and also you know how to handle common issues or the market. And so, yeah, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, I love it, man. And even I love, there's obviously extroverts and there's introverts, right? And I think the thought process sometimes that you have to be extroverted to be in real estate, but you don't. Actually, introverts are huge in real estate too, right? Like, we all have our different skill sets. And I think what we've all learned is that we have to, we have to find the people that help us with the skill sets that we don't like doing or we don't have, right? And I think that complements your team here really complements that well, right? And um, I'm a true believer that if you're going to do real estate long enough, you will partner with someone at some point. Now, a partnership can be the best thing you ever do or the worst thing you ever do. Trust me on that one, right? And so it's like, finding the right partners that have, number one, the same morals and ethics first, and second is good at what they do, sure. But if they don't have number one, it'll never work out. Right? So trust that.
Yeah,
so,
very true.
Yeah. Emily?
For me, I think Zenko's community is very, because this is the first time I have this kind of community. I never joined this thing before. And as you can tell, I'm a very shy person. So at the beginning, I wasn't used to it at all. It's like, oh, everyone is so open about everything. They just because I came from a Asian background, like we're all like keep it ourselves and then just our work at night, right? So,
Yep.
but then I'm like getting used to it, and then people are really nice and then really genuine just to help you to, yeah, like I'm very happy to be in this community and then make some friends.
Yeah, I love that. It's I think people get shocked all the time about how open people are. Yeah, because you mentioned, we all come from Asian background. We're not really taught to share emotions or numbers or anything, and that maybe not just be an Asian thing. That's just a United States thing, right? And it's like when people start doing that, you're like, wow, like people are very open and vulnerable. I can be open and vulnerable too, and that opens up for trust as well for partnerships and potential things in the future, which is great. So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so tell me tactically here, guys. What was the story about how you even got into your first multifamily? Ringo or Emily? We'll go Emily. We'll go opposite again. We'll go stay. Emily, Jonathan, Ringo.
We look at a lot of deals.
Just like many others.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we'll get into the showdown. Give the crap ton of deals. Which is very true. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we did deal analysis and then just pick. The reason we picked the place is mainly probably because like Ringo had some experience there, like around the area. So I'm very conservative. So I was just like, oh,
yeah,
probably safer to as a first multifamily. Maybe we can give it a try. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And the biggest competitive advantage that people don't talk about is like I have some kind of experience there, or someone in my team has experience there. That's the biggest competitive advantage that you can have. So, love that. Jonathan, what was your story of how you guys got into it? So that's the market, right? So tell me about you were in charge of, what was it, the insurance relationship stuff, or?
No, that ended up falling to Ringo, but yeah,
okay.
we did dial down that. I mean, piggybacking a little bit off of what Emily said, we did dial that really down because our white box was, no natural disasters, hitting the right median income, and that's like kind of very cliche, but after going into it all, it's you see why, because it's so important. And so, and that's another area where we leveraged a lot of the community, the Zenco's community as well, because, we spoke to where other people were at, their experiences in those areas, and that at least dialed that into that area. And then we also were very fortunate to get a good sales funnel. So we got the deals that we did see in Cincinnati tended to work out. We did look at different areas, just Columbus, but yeah, just Cincinnati tended to be better.
I love it. Tell me, Ringo, tell me about the how you guys found your broker, right? Because I know that's how you ended up getting this deal sent to you guys. So how did you guys create the relationship with the broker? Because I feel like in multifamily, especially, and that's where you find the deals is your relationship with the broker, right? So tell me about that.
I think really it comes down to just like be very proactive, about reaching out to your brokers, right? Like follow up with them and really just focus on building that really genuine relationships with your brokers, right? I mean, they're humans after all. Yeah, true.
Wait, what? They're human? No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, I didn't know either. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because
Like
like
that.
you know what, for example, I was talking to actually called a broker a few weeks ago, and I think I was just cold calling him. He was in Cincinnati, and he was telling me, "Oh, it's really nice to actually get a call from a potential buyer and actually have a real conversation." He was telling me that because he was telling me that like most of his clients were just texting him or emailing him.
Yeah.
Like it felt very robotic to him.
Pick
So
up the freaking phone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like pick up that phone and just have that conversation, and really goes a long way, If they have a deal, like you might be the first person to find out, You just never know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Love it.
Mhm.
I appreciate the journey story, guys, there. And you guys are, it's gonna be one of many, right? I'm sure with just not just this group, but I'm sure with a bunch of others and coasters in general.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure.
yeah. So kind of wrapping it down now again, I guess what do you guys recommend to yourself or any new investors or any news and coasters? What advice would you give to yourself, um, if you were starting right over again?
Mm,
Just do it.
Just do it.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
at least for me, just recognize that like, hey, like there's going to be a time when you hit that paralysis, was it analysis paralysis stage,
Mhm. Yeah.
and it's very normal, especially for newer investors. You're gonna hit that point. You're gonna like, oh, analyze your deals way too much, But just recognize that, like, hey, at some point you gotta stop and you just gotta do it, And you can only analyze your numbers so many times. You can only predict like what's gonna happen so many times, Like it's like for example for us, we have busted pipes few
Yeah.
weeks ago. I mean, we didn't take that into consideration. Apparently,
Yeah.
Cincinnati had one of the worst winters in the
Yeah.
past decade, so we didn't know that.
Yeah. How can you?
Um,
How can you? Like,
yeah, how would you
you
know?
have a crystal ball of the weather in the future? Of
Yeah,
course not.
of
So
course not. Yeah, exactly. So like you just like learn as you go, like hey, if everything does look good on paper already, try your very best to also actually talk to the locals. When we went to visit Cincinnati, we actually talked to the locals at a coffee shop. It
yeah.
was just like probably like 3 minutes away from the property. We were just
Yeah.
asking them, hey, like how you're like living in the area? What's the area like? What do you think it's going to
Yeah.
be like in a few years?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, don't just focus on Excel sheet and just actually go talk to the locals when you're out there if you can.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Especially for an introvert, right, Jonathan? Like, that is a big we gotta get out of our Excel spreadsheets and into the real life people, right? That's where the
Yeah,
value is.
yeah, bandwaging off of Ringo. So I went with him to Cincinnati during that trip, and we learned so much just from the inspection as well from the inspector, because he was like not just on the
Yeah.
report, he's telling us, hey, you guys like down the line, you guys are gonna want to look out for this, this, and this. Like, might not be like you might have to read between the lines in the report, but when he's right there, he can just point it out to you. Just
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah.
100% guys. And it kind of all goes back to the people side of things here. So I love it.
It's a people
Um,
business after
it
all.
is. It is. This is the one thing that AI still hasn't got to yet. And
Yeah.
I think it always will be a very people component to it. So
Mhm. That's so true. Yeah.
yeah. Um, two more questions here, guys. Right. One is uh who do you think in your friend and family group would be, I guess the question is more around for people that are trying to get into real estate investing, what would you recommend to your friends and family they do first?
Do first.
Are we doing Emily order? Or?
Go ahead.
Which
go
order?
Emily. Oh, Emily, Jonathan, Ringo.
Well, I can go first, but then I don't know if it's a good advice because I think it's everyone is a little bit different. But for my family, I'll probably tell them to either do some research, right, or join a community. That's actually really helpful. It changed my mind actually, because I was hesitated to do this kind of stuff. Yeah, just step into it first, and then
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. Stepping into it and surrounding yourself with people, right? And that's what community is, right? Because if you are around people that are actually doing it, it becomes normal, right? I think a lot of us get stuck in, when I was working my W-2 back in the day, your only community that you spend most of your day is other W-2 people that are stuck in that mindset too, right? So it's like, it's like a crab in a crab bucket. I don't know if you've heard the story about crabs in a bucket. It's like when one crab finally gets out, the other crab will actually grab it and come and pull it back down, right? And that's how I felt sometimes my W-2 was like, we're all stuck in this like thing and no one can break through, right? But when you get into a community of other people that are, especially in real estate, I feel like real estate is so growth minded all the time that like people are always like, go, 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 that it just makes you motivated to go do it, right? And so, yeah, I'll let Emily.
Even you fail like the first few times, you don't get nothing. Like away.
Yeah, 100%. This is a long-term game, guys. So I love it. Jonathan?
The marathon.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall back, and it's gonna tie into Emily's thing. But for me, I mean, I assumed I had focus on my goal already. But again, doing the vision. But my suggestion to my friends and family would, why are you getting this? Find out why you're getting into this in the first place. If your goal is like, to get rich quick, real estate might not be, or, you're going to be over leveraged, right? So yeah, find out why and what you want to do,
Yeah, exactly. That'll be the fuel for you, for sure. It's just a vehicle. All right, Ringo. What about you, brother?
I think for me, honestly, very similar to what Emily said. I think you just have to surround yourself with people who have already done what you want to do. That's just how it is. I think for me, I just started going to meetups, the cash flow boot camp, for example. You just gotta meet the right people,
Yeah. Great plug. Cash flow boot camp, SoCal, March 21st, 2026. See you guys there. But
we'll be there.
yes. Yeah. See, Jonathan and Emily, get you guys out. Introverts gotta be, in outside there, right? So I love it. All right, guys. Hey, appreciate the time, guys. This was amazing. You guys dropped some really insightful knowledge, right? And real authentic. So I really appreciate you guys being super vulnerable with us and sharing your guys' story and just inspiring the next generation of people, guys. So thanks so much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely, guys. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Art of Cash Flow podcast. If you want more and this spoke to you, then we'd love to see you and meet you in person. You can click this link below to get if we're going to be in your neighborhood soon. We look forward to seeing and meeting every single one of you guys. God bless. Have a great day. Bye.